All right, time to bring to you the stories making the headlines on our national dailies this morning. And we have in the house our guest, Anthony Anambra, analyst and an engineer. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's kickstart with the stories making the headline on ABS website.
Flood, Anambra government to introduce compulsory insurance policy for farmers. Anambra government reassures on interventions on roads devastated by flood. Anambra Information Commissioner Adinoba calls for promotion of reading culture. Today is World Teachers' Day. NUJ Delegates Conference, media practitioners cautioned against hate speech. Engineer, let's speak the first one, flood.
Thank you very much. It has been on the media, on the news for a very long time now, this issue of flood, devastating parts of riverine communities along the shores of River Niger. It's unfortunate that we are first to experience this type of thing. But I also want to advise that something has to be done because it's becoming a very drastic and very painful that almost every year we have this type of flood. I think what we need to do is to design a different building habit for riverine people. And what I mean is that sometimes when you get to some riverine area, you see people building houses even on top of water. With wood, you understand? To suspend the house. So what I'm suggesting is a situation where we suspend our houses along those areas with concrete pillar. Okay. So permanently it will be like that whenever, at least above 10 feet above the ground, so that whenever there is flood of that magnitude, people will use canoe to move about.
All right, let's quickly touch on the next one. Today's World Teachers' Day. Let's talk about that. Teachers generally.
I want to use this opportunity to congratulate the teachers. We all passed through the school system and went through some 1 or 2 or 3 or as many teachers as possible. I want to also ask our teachers to understand that they have a very big job to do in raising the children and raising the society. So more work has to be done. The government should pay much attention on teachers' welfare. They pay them very well. And then teachers should also understand that him who much is given, much is expected.
All right, let's move over to our first paper, Daily Sun. Banner headline says, contentious primaries, APC governors mount pressure on Buhari, press for special favor in choice of candidates. PDP alleges plot to scuttle presidential primary. Port Harcourt, agog as delegates arrive. FRSC proposes 50,000 naira fine for phone users on wheels. NJC recommends sack of 2 judges. Again, herdsmen kill 18 in Plateau. Oga, APC giver candidate in Abia, visits Carlo, names running mate. Okay. All right, let's start with the APC primaries.
I wouldn't say all the primaries, not just APC. The primaries, all the political parties or most of the major political parties are having their primaries around the corner, around this period. And so much has been said, so much has been heard. Particularly, I wouldn't say I'm very much happy about what's happened in the primaries. The news we are getting from the political party primaries sometimes are very worrisome. I have always said that the only thing that can strengthen our democracy is that there must be internal democracy in all the political parties. And I have also said that instead of trying to shortchange the people in selecting who represent the party, because that's where it begins. Who represents the party? And then who comes out finally to be the person elected. So I would like the internal democracy to be there. Let it even be general, let it not be even this delegate, because I've seen it's being managed by people. And the other one I want to talk about is this issue of killing. Herdsmen again killed 18 in Plateau State. The question I'm asking, because if you look around, it's quite that most times, in fact, recently people no longer care about the number of people killed. People no longer bother about deaths that are happening in our society. When 10 people, 20 people, 30, even 5, even 1 person killed, people will just be moving about. Unfortunately, nobody's complaining. Nobody has been complaining this recently. So I am making the government to understand that these people that are being killed are human beings. Yeah. They are human beings, and God is looking at our activities. So let this killing stop. Whoever is responsible, whoever must be able to stop these killers should do something to stop them.
All right.
All right. I will say that let's move over to the Daily Times. That's our next paper.
All right, stories making the headlines. Anti-graft war hits judiciary. Corrupt jurist in trouble as NJC hammers 2 judges. Now, underneath that story, Justice Ophili Ajumobobia Agbadu fishing face dismissal from the bench. How Magu's petitions prompted NJC to recommend judges dismissal by Buhari. FIRS recovers 3.63 billion tax debts in 19 months, hands 114 firms to AGF for prosecution. Buhari to Mbeki, fighting corruption in Nigeria, not negotiable. Presidency plans to disrupt Port Harcourt Convention, PDP alleges. Emir seeks solution to out-of-school children menace in Northeast, Northwest. Resolve your primaries crisis before Sunday, INEC tells parties. Okay, let's look at the big one. Anti-graft war hits judiciary. Corrupt jurist in trouble as NJC hammers 2 judges.
Well, I think Nigerians are happy that something is being done in the judiciary. In fact, we always say that the court, is the last resort of a common man, and if eventually it becomes so much attacked by this cankerworm called corruption, then there's trouble. So I'm happy it's the judges themselves, the lawyers themselves, because the National Judicial Commission, I'm sure, is made up of judges. And if they discover that some of their members are not doing it the proper way, I think the recommendation is well taken.
Okay, let's look at FIRS recovers 3.63 billion tax debts in 19 months, hands 114 firms to AGF for prosecution.
One thing is that some of these firms actually they don't do it very well. They don't do what they're supposed to do in the area of financial responsibility to the government, to the society. Even their social responsibilities are not looked into. So it's good that the governing bodies are working and resolving some issues like that.
All right, thank you. Let's move on to the next papers. The Punch newspaper, stories making the headlines.
2019 APC governors meet Buhari, protest rancorous primaries. Osibajo Amosun meet as Oshumole vows to resist pressure. Ondo members pass vote of no confidence in party chairman. All right, up there we have CBN wants 15% interest on $8.1 billion MTM refunds. Okay, we've seen herdsmen killing 19 in Plateau, midnight attack. 13.2 million Nigerian children now out of school. You're back. NJC recommends 2 judges for dismissal. Okay, down there we have tribunal restrains INEC from altering Osun poll materials. Hoodlums kill 1, injure scores during Lagos APC primary. FG APC plotting to disrupt our party's convention. PDP. I think we should start with that.
That's the APC convention, PDP convention.
Yes.
I think, this venue has been the problem. I think there are some people are kicking against Port Harcourt as a venue, and some people said it has to be Port Harcourt. Well, it's the duty of the party, it's the responsibility of the party to decide where they hold their response. It's an internal issue, and I think that should be left for party to handle.
All right, let's quickly look at this. Customs seized 2.2 billion bulletproof cars contraband.
The equation is bulletproof car. Is it meant for whom? Who is buying bulletproof car and for? Because I know that what we know about bulletproof cars are used by banks, so that armed robbers don't attack them. Even in a democracy, I don't even know why government officials will use bulletproof cars, because if you treat people very well, nobody will attack you. Even though we know enemies will still come around you. So, but it has to be done through the normal process. You will buy the bulletproof cars through the normal process. When it becomes contraband, then I think something is wrong. So it's good, it is. Let's find out how they come into the country and who ordered for them. All
right, let's look at this one. Motorist beats woman to a pulp for bashing his car.
That is the tension in the society. Somebody had said Nigerians are under pressure. So much pressure that a very little thing aches somebody to the point of getting mad. To beat somebody to a pulp for bashing it, it's an uncontrollable anger. Yes, and for that matter, a woman. I think angry man and a hungry man is an angry man. I think that man should be looked into.
And then again,
whether he's very hungry.
We really don't even know, the make of that cat. Well, let's move on to the next paper. Is the last paper, the Guardian newspaper. Stories making the headlines: 9 APC governors move to regain control. Storm Aso Rock. Seek resolution of crises over parties' primaries. Shoyinka Agbakoba orders for mega parties convention. Again, gunman kills 25 in Plateau. NJC recommends sack. Of course, we've seen that. Let's quickly look at Shoyinka Agbakoba orders for mega parties convention. I don't know. Shoyinka has never really been this guy coming out for party thing.
I don't know. I can't know. I don't even know why. Well, Shoyinka doesn't seem to look. He doesn't look like a party man. All of a sudden, he started getting involved in party issues. But one thing is that what's happening in most of these political parties is something that is very worrisome to stakeholders, Nigerian stakeholders, and just like what we've seen about APC governors kicking to take control. Actually, somebody was telling me that recently APC has become too controversial, even among themselves. Okay. I don't know what is really happening. But I know that when you do things, the normal thing, the right thing, you have less and less problems. So I think the leadership of APC must have to put its house in order. You get my point. So then again, I want to point out this issue of harassment. You see, various papers give different numbers.
Yeah,
some 25,
18, 19, 25.
Why can't we be sure of how many people that are really being killed in this country? And who is really taking stock? I was telling somebody that I said maybe when we say we had about 180 million people, probably we are no longer up to 100 million. Probably. Maybe somebody 80 million might have been killed and nobody.
Yes, no.
So let somebody actually, there must be somewhere this data must be very, very...
The national population.
yes.
All right, well, I want to say a very, very, very big thank you to you for being a part of this program this morning. Anthony Aniebwe, an analyst and engineer. Many thanks for joining us on this segment of the program.
Thank you, my brother. So thank you.